Want to welcome all of you and thank you for joining me this morning, wherever you are in the world. Always appreciate a nice audience coming in to listen in on what we have to share with you. This is the final system demo and Q&A, most likely for the year of 2012, of the Premier Trader University Trend Jumper. My name is TJ, Troy Noonan. I'm the developer of the Trend Jumper. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to get right into the charts and show you a demo here in a moment, but I do see a lot of names who I do not recognize, and so I understand that a lot of you did not get a chance to see the first presentation or the mailer that went out, and so you're joining us today. So what I'm going to do is do a quick recap of what you may have missed, just to cover some of that territory and take care of a little business for those of you who don't know what the Trend Jumper is. And then, you know, I'm just going to go through it rather quickly since it's been out there now for a few weeks. And then we'll jump right into the demo, okay? How's that sound? And yes, this is recorded for those of you who are wondering. You get a chance to check this out again. So you don't have to take notes if you don't want to. So first of all, let me start by just explaining who we are in case you don't know. We are NetPicks, one of the oldest internet education firms and system development firms on the internet. It was started by Mark and Brian. And if someone could mute their mic, I'm hearing my voice through their mic. Yeah, please mute your mic if you can. All right, so that's Mark on the left, that's Brian on the right. Those are the two owners of NetPicks. And again, these guys are great guys, and they are 100% passionate and dedicated to NetPicks and their entire membership, as are all of us on the team. We've trained thousands of traders from around the world, about half in the US, but the other half, like I said, globally around the world. And just judging by some of you in the room now, we're joined by a pretty international group here. I mean, it's like the United Nations in here right now. So I just want to welcome all of you, and no matter where you are, you can trade successfully. And that's one of the beautiful things about this business. And the way I know that is because that's kind of what I do. I'm a real trader. Everyone in NetPicks are real traders. We all trade live every single day. In fact, I was a customer of NetPicks before being recruited in, as was everyone else on the team. So we all know the trials and tribulations of what each and every one of you go through each and every session. And it never ends, does it? I mean, every single trade, you got to face the demons, don't you? And we're going to show you an easy way to do that. We've been featured in a number of stocks and commodity magazines, and been to a lot of expos, and so you know, we're getting ready to start our 17th year. We're definitely a credible company. We know how to succeed, but we also know it causes failure when trading live, because we trade live, unlike so many of the other marketing companies out there. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I've traded live in the market since 1992. I had the good fortune and overwhelmingly good luck of shorting the British pound on the same trade that George Soros broke the Bank of England with. Famous trade. I didn't know what I was doing, although I did see a Head and Shoulders top. You know, I thought it was a shampoo before I got that brochure in the mail. Anyway, I took the trade, made some money, traveled to Europe, and long story short, I ended up meeting my wife in South America as a result. Best trade I ever made. I've been trading off and on, backpacked my way through Europe, in and out of the internet cafes, placing trades back in the late 90s when those started popping up. And in about 5 years ago or so, I was recruited in by NetPicks, and they gave me a live room to host, which I'm now approaching my 5th year, my 5-year anniversary. Put together a pretty solid track record with a number of trade strategies, and it was a result of that experience that led me to developing and coming up with a system called the 7 Summits Trader. And of course, I collaborated with the other members of NetPicks, all pretty smart and gifted traders who also helped develop the 7 Summits Trader. It was a real collaborative effort. And I also co-developed the Ultimate Trade Analyzer, which is a tool that many of us use for becoming a better trader, basically, for analyzing our trades. I've coached, mentored hundreds of traders, and I've held numerous live trainings both here domestically and abroad. And my latest system now is the Trend Jumper, and that's what we're here to talk about. So let me tell you quickly what the Trend Jumper is. It's obviously a trade strategy, and it's one of these strategies that you could really depend on. I mean, you can just lean on it. It's just super dependable. We showed it live today in the live training, not knowing what was going to come next on a variety of markets. We're going to look at it in a moment. It's how I present it, what's happening live, and it just continues to do what it does, which is get a lot of really great trades, basically, a lot of high frequency, high action trades, and both for Forex and futures. And it's been called a scalping strategy too, mainly because a lot of the trades are scalp trades, but the way they're set up is that you could scalp without a lot of the high risk that is often associated with scalping. And what I love about it, and what many people love about it, typical NetPicks style, one simple, elegant chart to look at. You don't need to look at a bunch of charts. It's all on one chart. And whether you're trading tick charts, range, or momentum bars, or time-based charts, it's pretty solid on all of those, although I do prefer the dynamic charts like tick and range over time-based charts. You could take profits quickly, get in and get out of the markets fast, and that's something that a lot of traders don't seem to realize. They feel like they have to be in the markets all the time to succeed, and the fact is that it's the opposite of that. One of the most important things to successful trading is minimizing your risk exposure to the market. You should repeat that to yourself every single day. How can I minimize my risk exposure? The Trend Jumper has that hardwired in to its you know, the way it works, basically. It gets you in and out and minimizes your exposure to the market. And that's really the secret to making money. Again, you could trade Forex and futures. These are some of our favorite markets. The Russell, it works on all the E-minis really well. A lot of pairs, and of course the energies and pretty much anything. But, you know, I'm not going to tell you anything. You'll see a good cross-section today, and I'll let you guys make up your own mind. And I'll kind of let you know what I think are the best things to trade. Extremely versatile is the point. And one of the best things about it, few moving parts. It's really easy to use. If you were in the training today, you would have seen me show you a ton of different trades and charts, and I didn't change a single thing for any of them. Plug and play, one shoe fits all. It's one of the big differences between the Trend Jumper and a lot of the other strategies that have come before, is that you don't have to do much to it. Just put it on and use it. It's based on pure price action, and it dynamically self-tunes itself to market conditions. That's one of the things that we always insist upon with our trade strategies. It's called Trend Jumper for a reason. For long trades, it's like jumping off of a trampoline. If you can imagine that image in your mind, that's what we're trying to do. We jump for quick, reliable profits. Short trades, it's almost like jumping or falling out of an airplane, and that's what you want with short trades. Real huge profit potential. You could use it for day trading, swing trading, longer-term position trading. So let me show you a few results here. I kind of updated these. I just got back from vacation, you guys, so it's been a while. It took me like all day to go through just some of my charts, but some of the more important ones, our favorite markets, crude oil. I mean, this is literally since, if you were in the session earlier, you would have seen these numbers lower because it's gone up since the last webinar. And in October, it didn't have a single losing session. This month, well, guess what? We actually did get a losing session a couple days ago. It was the first one, the first losing session in 2 months. It's made over $14.13 in crude oil. That's $14,000, guys, in case you don't know. Every dollar in crude oil is $1,000 in profits, and that's just since October 1st. And the PM session too, you know, I test some random time frames. This is one of those strategies that I personally believe if you've done your homework and learn it, you could pretty much enter any market that's moving and find your chance to quit positive. I tested it on a PM session, and this one too, doing great. I didn't have a chance to update it. This is since the last webinar we did. This has definitely gone up. There's been a lot of winning sessions since. A few more results really quick. The Russell E-mini is up nearly 70 points. I mean, that's seven grand. 85% of its sessions have been winners. And I've even looked at a later session, which is even doing better. And this one is doing great too. I mean, we're seeing similar results on all these other markets as well. You've probably seen some of the posts. I've been trying to do a random mix on the blog. But all these markets doing well. We'll take a look at them in a moment. Let's look at some Forex. Again, I haven't had a chance to update these. We're going to look and see some of these pairs. There's already been additional winners. There's been some losses too, but you know, the losses are quickly overcome because one of the strengths of this strategy is the win-loss ratio is very favorable, and the risk-reward ratio. You combine a strong winning percentage with a risk-reward ratio that is favorable, and you've got a strategy that you can build a business upon, and that is what the Trend Jumper exactly is what it does. You're going to get almost 2 to 1 when you go to that third target, which I'll show you, which means you know, you can overcome losses really quick and really easy. So let's jump over to some charts really quick. I want to walk through this morning. I took some of these trades live. I actually went into the training room before the start time and started broadcasting while I traded crude oil, and I'll show you the trades I took. This is one of the trade plans that is on the Owners Club, and you're going to have access to these trade plans as a Trend Jumper member. One thing you need to know is that these trades are printing right on the chart here in real time. As each bar closes, if there's a valid setup, you're going to see the setup. I'm not showing you the entire strategy, but I'm showing you pretty much what you need to know. If you see a setup like this, for example, this was the first trade this morning. It's actually a loss. The plus sign, that's an entry. And as long as you're below the green dotted line, it's always going to be a short trade. So that's really simple. You know if you're going long or short. There's never any guessing. And all you have to do is click on the bar, and you see the entire trade right here in the data window. The trade is lined up in the order of the dots, okay? So this is a short trade. Oops, that's the wrong data window. I had another chart. It's data window. Let's look at this again. All right, so there you go. You see how the stop is the top number? That's because the top dot, it's the top dot, right? So it's really easy to read from stop to entry to target, stop to entry to targets. All you got to do is click on the bar. It makes trading so easy. Once you trade like this, it's hard to trade any other way. So, you know, this trade, it triggers in, first trade of the day, it quickly turns around and stops out. That's okay. This is just the first trade of the session. This is crude oil. Remember, it's only had one losing session in 2 months. Do you really think I'm worried about a losing trade? I'm not. Here's the next trade. Notice that the plus sign is above the green dotted line, okay? That means you're going to go long. So right away, you know half your trades, you know what you're going to do. You're going to go long or short. Again, the dots are lined up in the order of the numbers on the data window, making it very easy to read. This trade is going to 87.88. We're going to target the middle dot. Sometimes we'll target the third dot. I teach that in training, how you know the difference. In this case, it had no problems getting to its target. And I traded this live in the room this morning. For those who were in early, they saw me do this. And this is a single or double position approach. So you could just trade a single position to the fixed target, be done with your trade, in, out. Notice that this trade got in at 9 a.m. It got out at 9 a.m. and in less than a minute, you made 15 cents. That's $150. Is that good money? Yeah, you did take a small loss here. Let's examine that for a minute. This trade got short at 87.50. I adjusted it a little bit lower to 49. Got stopped out at 61, so it lost 12 cents. I'm already ahead on just one winner because of the risk-reward ratio. The middle dot is typically a little bit less than 1.5 times your risk. And the third dot is a tiny bit less than double your risk. So you're getting like 1.4 to 1, 1.9 to 1, depending on the size of the trade. So you always got that great risk-reward ratio. Meanwhile, I'm trailing a second position, and I'm using the green dotted line to guide my trailer. And that one came off right around up in here, okay? Now there's additional trades which we are going to use in some markets. We call those add-on trades. I'll show you those when we look at the Forex markets. This was the third trade actually. And again, you can see it's a long trade, right? And all you have to do is click on it, 8807. This trade, again, because of an easy rule that we follow, will go to the third dot. Okay? Again, I traded this live in the room. Took a little time, took longer than 30 seconds, but it ultimately had no problems getting up to that full target. That one went from 8807 to 8825. Okay, another 18 cents, another $180. And this one also trailed, and it trailed all the way up to here. So when you combine these three trades, one small loss, a full winner, another winner, and a trailer, that entire morning session, which quit at 9:22, it literally took 32 minutes, made 44 cents on two positions. 44 cents, $440. And that's with very low risk and very simple trading. You don't have to think too much. You just follow very simple rules. And $440 on three trades, not bad. That's my kind of trading. And you know what? It doesn't really matter what else I show you. I just showed you the whole strategy, you guys. I mean, that's literally it. It's so easy to learn. Obviously, there's a couple things that I'm not showing you because I just can't show it all to you now. If you're interested, you can invest in the strategy, and then I will teach you everything nuts to bolts. But even if you didn't learn everything nuts to bolts, it wouldn't matter because the calculator knows everything nuts to bolts. And all you have to do is click on the bar and get the trade and take the trade. It's really that simple. Okay, so that was the crude oil session, and we're pretty much done. We use we're done with this market. We use a strategy called power of quitting, which means, you know, and this is exactly what I said earlier, minimizing your risk exposure. We want to take what the market wants to give us and quit positive on most sessions, moving our account forward and growing our trading business on a steady basis. So we treat this like a business, and this is our trade plan for crude oil. So today it got 44 cents, and that added to the total that I showed you on the earlier slide. So some other really good markets here. I mean, you can see the Russell, the S&P, unleaded gas, wheat, NASDAQ, whole bunch of markets, the DAX, Eurobond. One of my favorite markets is unleaded gas futures. This is a market that you may not have thought of, but with Trend Jumper, it just opens up so many opportunities. In fact, let me just add a little data to this one here. And I'll show you why I love this market so much. This is a range bar, by the way, a momentum range bar. Start trading this at 9 a.m. And look what happened right here. We had, where's the first setup? Oops, I went back too far. Here we go. All right, so today is the 29th. Look at the first trade. If you're at the right edge of the chart and you got a setup like this, you would know what to do. You'd click on the bar, you'd read your entry, and you put in your order. You put in a bracket order. We teach you how. You got your stop and your target already in there. And, I mean, look at that. It had no problem getting that target. We go to the third target on this. That's worth $4.20 a tick. $4.20. And this one went from 71.66 to 72.30. And do the math. Doesn't look like much, but that's a lot of money. Meanwhile, you're trailing a second position all the way up to here. I mean, that entire trade adds up to quite a bit of cash. One trade, that's all you got to do, one and done. I mean, that's a business right there. You could do that every day, and you know what? Next time I talk to you, you can be in the Bahamas placing these trades. That's what I like to do. I like to travel and place these trades in the morning. So, I mean, that's unleaded. you know, we could look at so many others, but I'm not going to be able to teach you anything different because I just showed you the entire strategy. Here's another one of my favorite markets, heating oil. Again, starting at 9 a.m. I mean, look at this. That one kicked in right there. Notice that it looks identical. Does it even matter what the symbol is? Probably not. This one's a 20-tick range bar. Again, $4.20. This is a smaller trade because it's a smaller bar, but look at that. 487 up to 525. $4.20 a tick. Trailing all the way up, even higher. Trailing the jump line, it got out at 668. So I didn't do the math on this. 487 to 668. Multiply that by $4.20, and you know exactly how much money that trade made. And the thing is that even when you get a couple losses, it still recovers very quickly. I mean, this is a one-and-done strategy, so we wouldn't be trading in here anyway, but let's say you came in and you just started trading it randomly, you're going to find that you've got plenty of opportunities to make money in these markets and find your quitting time. Another great one that you may have not thought of is our wheat futures. Wheat futures, I mean, you know, you want to get good diversification. You could trade a one-and-done approach on numerous markets. You could start trading wheat at 9:30 Central. This was the first trade right here. I mean, same theme. Look at that at $50 a point. Went from 890.5 to 892. 1.5 points in a matter of minutes, literally. Some of these markets and some of these trades will just keep on going too, like you saw with heating oil. All right, so I mean, I can come back to charts in a moment. I want to make sure that I get your questions answered. I'm certainly willing to take requests, and we can look at a number of things. Before I go back to the slides, though, and show you how you can get started with Trend Jumper, let's take a look at some Forex. I haven't shown you Forex yet. This is, well, first of all, let me just tell you that I don't think day trading Forex is the best decision to make as a trader. I think you're far better off day trading futures, but Forex is awesome for swing trading. I think that you can mitigate a lot of the problems that occur with day trading by merely making your trades larger. And I know a lot of you are worried about the additional risk, but all you have to do is scale down your position size. Take advantage of what Forex offers, which is the scalability of your position size. You can go in with smaller positions and mitigate and neutralize the advantage that the brokers have, trying to take you out, widening spreads. In fact, the spread cost is a much larger percentage on the day trades as they are in swing trades. But not only that, there just hasn't been a lot of day trade range lately. And so you work really hard to make a few pips when you can just do what we did on the futures markets and just make the money a lot faster and a lot sooner and quicker with a lot less effort. But with swing trading, you can utilize more potential with Trend Jumper, because Trend Jumper is going to give you chances to build a position, and you could really take advantage of what Forex has to offer with the ability to scale in and out and test and customize your position size. So here's an awesome chart, the Euro Yen. This one had an amazing 2012. It's continuing to do really well. It just came off of, you know, some winners, some losses. We can just go back and see here was a small loss, here was a partial winner, another small loss, but then all of a sudden it pops into this really nice run right here. And like I said, you can build a position. You can get in here, you can come off at your third target, you could trail, and then right here you can add to your position again. And you can hit some really huge home run trades like this. You go in with smaller positions and you manage each position independent of the other, because all these setups are equally as good. Another great example where I could show you this in action is the Euro-US, which has really underperformed the entire year until the last few months. I mean, if you look at the results, the Euro-US wasn't very good. I mean, this has just been a lousy year, but the last several months it's been on fire, and this is exactly what I mean by building a position. You can get long right here. You can get long again in these positions. You can see all these various targets being hit. I'll teach you how to manage these trades independent. You could be trailing all the way up. This entire trade here, I mean, a little partial winner, and then it's some full winners here. But, I mean, these are all positions that made hundreds and hundreds of pips. You add this up, and you're up, you know, well over 1,000+ pips. And one of the things about Forex is that every year on the daily chart, you're going to have 2 or 3 huge moves in the market. And the trend jumper is going to put you in them and allow you the opportunity to maximize your profits. Very little management. You wait for the bar to close each day, and then you take a few minutes to analyze your charts. It's low stress, gives you time to think. Because of the way Trend Jumper is designed, even the losses, when they do happen, they're small. But then the winners are huge. Okay, this is the last trade that occurred. It was a full winner. You had an add-on trade here. This one ended up stopping out. So you have a full winner. It even trailed pretty nicely. You had a stop out, turned right around, gave you a full winner again, and now a chance to add to your position. And if the if the euro keeps rallying against the dollar, then this is going to be a pretty nice move. And with all this talk about, you know, the U.S. Congress and the president, you know, hopefully coming up with a solution to the fiscal cliff fiasco, that should be really good for the euro, because as stocks go up, the dollar goes down, and the trend jumper is going to put you in. But even if it doesn't happen and talks fall apart and it goes the other way, it doesn't matter, because we'll just short this market. It really doesn't matter to us whether it's going up or going down. What matters is that we're on the right side of the trade, and that's what you can rely upon with Trend Jumper. So that's how I trade Forex, you guys. It's my #1 strategy with Forex. It's what I love to trade. Trend Jumper just puts so many advantages in my favor as a trader, way more than 95% of the other traders out there. So don't go telling everyone about it. And with that, I think I will go to questions. And let me just also pull up the slide. Here's another look at some of these results from 2012. We were just looking at the euro-yen. I mean, the euro-yen, this is before the last few trades I just showed you. It's done over 6,000 pips just this year. I mean, all these charts. The other thing, there's a lot of charts I just didn't have time to look at. But the thing I want you to realize is that I didn't change a single thing with any of these charts. I traded the Trend Jumper the exact same way. The same strategy, same approach, same money management, same everything. All I did was change the symbol. I hope that means something, because if some of you know what it's like to trade with strategies where you're constantly having to turn the nuts and bolts, then you're going to love the Trend Jumper, because you don't need to turn any nuts or bolts. All right, so this works on TradeStation and NinjaTrader, by the way. I don't know if we are going to offer it for MT4 or not. I believe we may, but it hasn't been 100% determined yet. I hope we do. I think it works great. End of day charts, it's going to work. But you know what, guys? I'm going to give you a reason why you may just want to leave MT4 behind anyway. I'm going to tell you all about this amazing program that we have going, both with TradeStation and NinjaTrader. So there's never been a better chance to get into a real professional platform. I mean, after all, you're trading against professionals. They're out there trying to take your money. You should be trading like a professional too, and I'm going to make it really easy for you. You know, some traders have been using Trend Jumper. We've got some new members. I also have some beta testers over the last several months. Randy, who's been using the Trend Jumper from early on, one of our early beta testers. I mean, just read what he says, not only about NetPicks and our other system, the SST, but about Trend Jumper. He's just loving it. And that's the strategy that he's using. He's getting ready to trade other people's money, you guys. We have him in our mastermind program, and he's getting ready to get funded to be able to trade other people's money using the Trend Jumper. This email came in. These are the type of emails that we receive unsolicited. They're just coming in almost daily. Brad, another one of our beta testers, and another one who actually is on the road to getting funded in our mastermind program. But this is just an unedited email that he sent. He's trading this in the Combine, the S&P, 80% winning days. You can see his gross. I mean, I don't need to read it to you. I'll just give you a chance to look at it. And this is just a sample. I mean, this is unsolicited. This is really what's happening. And if you were in the training today, you would have seen it all over again. I already showed you 3 markets. That was just today. I didn't invent it. I can't make it up. That's just what's happening in real time. So let me tell you really quick what you're going to get with the Trend Jumper. Let me get through this, and then we'll get to your questions. I know some of you are anxious to get the Trend Jumper. This is the last chance. We're pulling it off the market within 48 hours. And, you know, at some point down the road, I don't really know when, but we'll offer it again. But it won't be at this price. I guarantee you the price is going higher. And we're going to pull it off because we've had so many people joining. We just want to make sure we take care of everybody and make sure everyone learns the strategy. And we're pretty much getting close to that saturation point. So, you know, let me tell you how you can get it in case you decide you want to get in before it's too late, all right? First of all, you're going to get what you see here. You're going to get the software and the indicators and the calculator. Obviously, the calculator is the strategy, the heart and soul, but we're going to show you how it works. You're going to get start-to-finish video training. Obviously, when you buy this, you keep it for life. There's no ongoing fee that you have to pay. You pay for it once and you own it forever. And hopefully you could tell by the way it works, being dynamic, if the market's moving, the strategy is going to work. You're also going to get live training twice a week. That comes with an owner's club. So twice a week you're going to be able to log in, and you can trade right alongside of us, answer your questions live as you're learning the strategy. There's no better way to learn how to trade a strategy than to see it live and ask your questions live and to get live answers. Make sure every question gets answered, and it helps reinforce and support you as you master the strategy. But you know what? It's not going to take very long because it's just really simple. But we'll be looking over your shoulder. It's the best way to learn. All right, we're going to give this to you for 30 days. 30 days you get this. That should be plenty of time for you to learn the strategy. 2 live days a week. You also get the trade plans, you get the Owners Club and the posts, the walkthrough videos, Q&A calls with the developers and the other NetPicks coaches and staff. We discuss market conditions and all other things about the markets, advanced tutorials. You get any updates when they come up, and you get the first month for free. It's only $177 after that, but there's no obligation. You can cancel anytime you want. So use the first month, wait to see how you like it, and then you'll be in a better position to decide if you want to stay with the Owners Club or cancel. Either way, you own Trend Jumper, and it will continue to work on your platform. Now remember, I told you that there's never been a better chance to get off of MT4. This is just an unbelievable offer. It's actually 2 offers. First of all, you can get into TradeStation for 6 months absolutely free. Usually there's about $100 a month fee for their platform unless you make a minimum amount of trades each month. When you start trading Trend Jumper, you're going to have no problem making that minimum amount of trades. So you'll probably never pay for the platform anyway, but here's a chance to get it 6 months for free so that you can practice trade and master the strategy without having to take on any additional costs. So that's awesome. And by then you'll be able to trade Trend Jumper in your sleep, and you'll end up never paying a fee anyway. So you see, there's no reason to be on MT4. There really isn't. MT4 does not give you futures, does not give you tick charts. It's a pain in the butt trading range bars, and you get all that with simplicity and ease with TradeStation. You're crazy not to take advantage of this because the pros are using pro platforms. You don't want to be the guy in the one-legged butt-kicking contest hopping around on one leg while the rest of us have learned how to use 2 legs. Be the guy on 2 legs and get the professional platform. But not only that, and it's not, I don't have the slide here, but TradeStation has a tuition, what's called a scholarship program where they will pay you back in commission rebates up to the cost of Trend Jumper. So you're going to pay commissions anyway. You can get TradeStation to pay the entire cost of Trend Jumper, and there's no time limit. All you have to do is place trades, and you'll save 20% on every trade up until you've been paid back. You're going to be paying commissions anyway. It's part of trading. Get TradeStation to underwrite your entire investment on the Trend Jumper. I mean, really? This is the biggest no-brainer there is. You're crazy not to take advantage of this offer. And even if you have TradeStation already, all you have to do is open up a new account and you'll get this offer. Just open up the new account, close the old account. Yeah, it's a hassle, take you a day or two, but it's worth it. All right? I'm going to throw in more though. Upgraded shipping, don't matter where you are. Antarctica to New York, you get Trend Jumper to your door. We're going to send it right away, not to mention our unlimited email and phone access. You know us, we're NetPicks, and our customer service is second to none. We take it seriously. You get all that. You still get more. You get some bonuses here worth about $570. We're going to preload the Trend Jumper Bootcamp and send that to you. All right, so you're going to get all kinds of course material. This is a lot of the prereq stuff that we offer in the PTU. We're going to throw that in. That's the Premier Trader University. But we're also going to give you an extra month in the Owners Club, and that's worth $177. So maybe at the end of 1 month you're not ready to make a decision if you want to stay with the Owners Club or not. Guess what? You don't have to make the decision yet. You can wait another 30 days. You don't have to make that decision for 2 full months. I mean, by then, you're going to be able to trade Trend Jumper in your sleep. You may not need the Owners Club. And if you decide you want to stay in, you certainly can. It's only $177 a month. The thing is, we want to put you in the best position to make the best decision that's best for you at the best time for you when you're ready to make it. So you get 2 full months in the Owners Club. Okay, I think that's fair. All right, and since this is the first ever release, we are offering our family rate to everybody. Okay, this is the discounted rate. We offered a $300 discount off the original price at the original webinar we did a few weeks back. We're going to offer it to you again here. $997, that's it. One payment, you own it for life. I mean, this will never be this cheap. And from what I showed you just today, crude oil in 3 trades paid half in 1 session. And it's only had 1 losing session in 2 months. Okay, guys, do the math. Really? This is way too cheap, and this price will go up. You have 48 hours now to get it this low. And I don't feel shy telling you that because this thing is the real deal. It really works, and it's worth way more than that price. But in case you're not convinced, we're going to give you a 45-day money-back guarantee also. So not only is it super cheap and you get all those great bonuses, but you get 45 days to use it. And if you don't like it, send it back because we'll have a waiting list for people that want it. No problem. We'll take it back. We'll refund your money. No big deal. All we ask is that you take it out of the box, watch the training, and take 25 trades. Do it in a demo account. It says real or demo, but I don't want you to even do it in a real account. I want you to do it in a demo account. Do it while you learn. Learn the strategy and do it. You're never going to send it back, I promise. But if you don't want it, you can. It's up to you. I just want you to know this is a risk-free proposition. We've got TradeStation paying you the entire cost, but we're also going to pay you back your money if you don't like it anyway. All right? For the cost of a couple winning trades, you could own this strategy. Here's how you get started. Type this into your browser, www.netpix.com/Trend Jumper. I mean, that's it. That's all you got to do. There's never been a better time to get in the markets. We're rolling into the end of the year. This is a real dynamic time to trade. The markets are pretty much on fire, if you can call it that. There hasn't been as much movement as last year, but we're seeing them open up, and we're looking forward to a real prosperous 2013. this is your chance to get in position to change your trading around. All right, so I got to the live charts already. We can go back to some more live charts, but before I do, I want to get to questions. All right, I see a bunch of questions here, so I'm going to try to answer every single one of them. Hopefully I've shown you guys enough to get you excited about the trend jumper. I'm excited. This is definitely the strategy I love to trade. So let me go back to the top here, and if I miss your question, feel free to post it again. Sorry, I'm using a monitor that's portrait oriented, and sometimes GoToWebinar doesn't like it. Okay, so I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up, because every time I scroll up it just shoots back to the bottom. Okay, so how do you calculate entry price with your past results? David, when you saw me telling you about myself earlier in the presentation, I showed you this tool called the Ultimate Trade Analyzer. So I use that. It's a spreadsheet, and I enter trades into the spreadsheet based on the rules that I'm using for that trade plan. And then I just build a log of trades. It's tedious, and it's definitely a lot of work, but it's worth it. Not only does it build one's confidence, but it reinforces that you're trading it correctly, and then you build statistics also. So that's pretty much how I get past results. To me, it's the most reliable also. Eric, with low quantity tick bars and tight range bars, how do you make sure to get your orders in before the market has moved past your stop and entry? Eric, that's a good question. You know, at first you got to do it in a sim account and get used to executing your trades. What I have found is that I usually don't have a problem getting into a trade. There are times when I'll look at the trade, you know, maybe it's right when the pit opens in the crude oil market, and there's a setup that happens right at 9 o'clock, and the market just gets really quick and jittery for a moment or two. Usually it pulls back and you get filled anyway, so I just don't panic. I mean, if I miss my entry, I get my order in, and a majority of the time I get filled anyway. Every now and then you're going to miss a trade, but you know what? When you think of all the trades you miss, some of those are losses. Some of those are winners. But it's just one of those things that it's rare. If it happens a lot, then you probably need to slow your chart down a little. So that would be my answer. Can it be practiced using NinjaTrader Market Replay? Tim, I don't see why not. I mean, if you have Ninja and you could put a strategy on Ninja, then yeah, I don't see why you couldn't do that. And one thing I forgot to tell you about Ninja is that we have a great deal working with them as well. I believe it's with AMP Futures, where you get wholesale commission costs. So that's a really great deal that we got going with them as well. So 2 reasons to get off of MT4 finally. Let's see, what else do we got here? How many markets do you recommend trading at a time, Stephen? That's another really good question. Well, first of all, for day trading, I always recommend 1 at first until you master it. I mean, there's a whole regiment that you should be going through to train yourself to trade. And you need to be getting to that point where you can make mistake-free trades over and over and over. So do it with 1. But once you've done that, then progress your business. You know, set some goals, and when you hit a certain goal, maybe you've earned the right to now add a second market. But practice it first. Practice 2 markets in a row and see if you have any problems executing. Now, if you're using end-of-day charts, that's a totally different thing. I recommend a lot. I mean, I usually look at 15 charts. Sometimes I even have 2 desktops with 12 each, 24 pairs. The reason why is because each pair is going to give you anywhere from 0, say, to 4 trades a month. So say 1 to 4 trades a month. And if you've got 24 pairs, or just say 15 pairs even, then you're going to be pretty active. You're going to get enough trades every week to keep you busy. Okay? And then you get the power of diversification, which is one of the best reasons to be trading Forex and to be swing trading Forex. Okay, Theo asking, are the live trading sessions always the same fixed days of the week? I'm already a user, Trend Jumper. Theo, yeah. Again, I just got back from vacation. We just launched Trend Jumper, and I'm just kind of getting my feet wet with the schedule. I need to kind of powwow with everyone else at NetPicks and really figure out what the schedule is. They probably know what it is, but I personally don't yet. So they kind of tell me where to go when I show up, you know. But it will be a fixed schedule, definitely. What time is required for Forex per day? Russell, I'm assuming you mean how much time in front of your charts. If you're using end-of-day charts, I mean, you saw how easy it was to look at the chart and determine a trade. So let's just go ahead and do that right now, and I'll give you a sense of what you could expect. Let's say you're considering, see, I'm looking at this here, and I notice that there's a possible setup. Well, let's just say I didn't get into the euro-yen trade. Okay, so I'm just going to click on it. I'm going to read the trade. I might have missed this for whatever reason, but it hasn't gone that far, so I could still get it. Look, it's already pulling back. So then I pull up my platform and I enter the trade. And I always add spread to my entry. So I'm going to enter, I'm going to not go long at 106.37, but I'm going to add spread on top of that. Probably go long at 106.39 or 106.40. And then if I get filled, I'm in the trade. I mean, however long it takes you to place the trade. So if you've got 5 of these today, you know, just figure out it's going to take you, I don't know, 10 minutes. If you got to manage some trades like this particular one, if you're in this one here, you're going to be moving your stop on this next bar. How long does it take you to move your stop? Anyway, that's how long it takes. Not very long. Russell's asking, do you trade daily TF exclusively? No, I don't trade it exclusively. In fact, I like trading the energy markets better personally. But the Russell is really good. The Russell works great. You could trade this with power of quitting 1 or power of quitting 2. So today, this is the first trade right here. Starts at 9:30. See 9:33? I mean, look at that. It goes from 8:21:30. You go to the third target because of the rule that you will learn, and I mean, pretty darn accurate. It got there, no problem. This trade didn't trigger in. This trade did. This trade got to full target as well. Again, I mean, you don't get a better target than that, do you? Just pokes right through. They're not always that good, but they're that good a lot of the time. So this session was pretty easy. 2 trades, 2 winners, done for the day. What's the minimum account size? Henry, it just depends on what you're trading. I mean, if you're going to trade futures, 5,000 would be the minimum. I would probably push you in the Dow E-mini, maybe the NASDAQ, maybe the S&P, maybe wheat. But the Dow E-mini would be a really good choice. It's only $5 a point. S&P, if you're an experienced trader, and the NASDAQ's a pretty good one too, but I think I like the Dow E-mini better. This one's starting at 832. Okay. This was the trade. There it is at 833, the Dow E-mini. Notice that we're looking at a 377 tick chart. It's the same chart I showed you on crude, the same chart I showed you on the Russell. Did it stop out? Yeah, maybe. Couple stop outs here. This one stopped out, didn't quite get far enough. But I mean, it's such a small loss. You don't get short here, you don't get short here. You get long here, so a couple losses, then you get the nice winner and the trail down. This one took a little while to get going, but eventually you're going to catch like the real moves, you know. But you could tell inside of here, this ended up getting power quitting. I mean, yeah, you trade through some losses, but it recovers so quickly. I mean, this is a real choppy market, and it still managed to do pretty darn good. Don't know TradeStation. Do you have to manually place your entries? Yeah, Joan, you manually place your trades. We teach manual trading. We think it's the best way to trade. It puts you in control. But what's easy about it is that you place your order, and you have stops and targets already in place, and you could slide them up and down. I'll show you really quick. All right, so like for example, here on heating oil, you got this matrix here. So when you place your order, you put in a buy order, for example, like so. 2-position trade. I'm going to take one of them off, and I'm going to set this to my target, wherever I want it to be. I'll just follow the dots. And notice you could trade from the chart by moving the lines on the chart as well. Pretty cool. Notice that the matrix moves along with it. I got my 2-position stop. The reason why I took one of the targets off is because once I hit that target, I want to trail the second position, and I can just move my stop up as it goes. So when this one triggers in right here, these exit orders become active. They're not active until the entry gets filled. I mean, when you trade like this and all you have to do is follow the dots, you don't need automation. This makes you think about your trading and make smart decisions. It's a better way to trade. I like it better. When you use automation, it should be when you're an expert, so that you can intervene when the automation screws up. It'll think you're in a trade when you're not. The broker fills you. The automation thinks you're in the trade or reversed or whatever, but really you didn't. You have to jump in and intervene. So automation isn't everything it's meant, cut out to be. There are definite flaws. You have to be aware of that. So we rather teach you how to do it with your hands on. You're just better off. All right, Jeff asking, if there is a setup, what other considerations have to be made before deciding to take the trade, or do you just take that setup? Jeff, that's a good question. I teach you in training, you might see that there's 3 trades here. How do you know which one to take? I mean, those are all really good questions. But I'm not going to teach you the strategy in this session. There is a method. It's not hard. There is definitely something that will cancel the setup. You'll see it when it happens. You just cancel your entry. 2 simple rules. Pretty soon it'll be second nature. Okay? Unfortunately, it's just beyond the context of this presentation. That's reserved for Trend Jumper owners. Crazy Auto, what is a function of the purple line? Same answer to Jeff's question. I'll teach you what all this means. Can't show you now. But it's all very simple, very important, but very simple. Eric, can you quantify the benefit of using a trailer and sometimes taking full losses on twice the position size versus just taking full target? Yeah, he's asking whether is it better to trade a single position to fixed target or trade 2 positions trailing one and taking the full target on the other. And there are pros and cons to both, because when you take a 2-position approach, you might hit the full target, and then it pulls against you, and you stop out with only 1 tick, for example, on the trailer. So the full target was a better exit decision on that particular trade. But over time, you'll find on certain markets that the trailer gives you big enough home run trades that it offsets all those other trades where it didn't do as well as the fixed target. And so really it's one of those things where you have to kind of, first of all, analyze the market and do some back testing and compare results. Okay, I teach you how to do all this in training. But also it's a flavor thing. Some people like vanilla, some people like chocolate. I mean, I like spumoni. I like a lot of flavors. That's just me. I get a combination pizza. My son, he just wants a pepperoni. You see? So I mean, here's an example of a trade that if you took the short here, you would have exited on the YM from 03 to 91. I mean, you would have made 12 ticks to the third target, $60. And if you trailed it down, you would have got out way down here. It would have been almost 3 times the amount on that one trade. So that one trade offsets a lot of trades where it didn't go quite as far. And there are a lot of runners. You catch one right, you don't need as many of them, and it definitely helps. I like them personally. So I hope that answers your question. TJ, have you ever compared the results for TJ versus SST pros? Crazy, I haven't compared yet. They're totally different, because when you're comparing results, one of the things that's hard to compare is how much you put at risk, is how long it takes to trade, how long you're in the market. There's other things you're investing beyond just your money. SST Pro is a fine strategy. It is working today as well as it did from the very first day it was released. It's still gaining new equity highs on all its favorite markets on a steady basis. That's a system for the ages. But it has a lot of moving parts. It takes time to master, and it's very high maintenance. You have to trade it perfectly day after day after day after day. Trend Jumper is far more forgiving. There's a lot of setups, fewer moving parts, much easier to learn. You're in and out of the markets quicker, and it's just more versatile. I would never want to trade the SST with the NQ. I don't even like it with the YM or the ES. But with Trend Jumper, I mean, I don't even care what the symbol is. I mean, I'm still going to look at the charts and make sure I see enough trades on any given chart. But, I mean, I just think Trend Jumper is a lot easier. Trend Jumper is a result of the SST, because if it wasn't for the SST, I could have never come up with Trend Jumper. Okay, Trend Jumper, I think I've gotten better at designing trade strategies. Trend Jumper is the latest expression of the way I like to trade. Can I get the same results? You're going to get different results. I think, I mean, like I said, SST gives great results, but I've never seen the results that I've been seeing like I am with Trend Jumper. Maybe I'm not going to make the $1.50 profit on 2 trades or on 1 trade like I might with SST, but I'm going to make the steady 30, 40, 50, 60 cents over and over and over with a higher winning percentage and far fewer dollars at risk, and all I have to do is now add to my position size and up my quantity. Make sense? It's just a different strategy. If you have the SST, Trend Jumper is a great complement strategy, because when you're done with your SST plan, you can develop now a trade plan with Trend Jumper, or you can trade Trend Jumper on other markets, on auxiliary markets, and you can get diversification from not only your different market, but from different strategies. And that is a valid form of diversification as well. So I don't know. I compare the two by saying SST is more high maintenance. It's like a high maintenance girlfriend. For me, she's beautiful, but I got to constantly pay attention to her. I got to constantly, keep my attention on her, and then she treats me well. But Trend Jumper, far more easygoing. She's the one that I probably want to hang out with and end up marrying. Okay? So I don't mean to sound sexist. If you're a girl or you're a woman, just flip it around and think of the high maintenance guy. But that's a good comparison, because Trend Jumper is it's just so much easier. So I hope that kind of explains the difference. What's that? The 200-day MA. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the lines and what they mean in this session, George. Were earlier shown results, 2 contracts. Jim, yeah, all the results were 2 positions, but with Forex, it also included the add-on trades. Okay, and I used 2 positions on the add-ons too. Do you give a trial? Well, Ravi, you kind of do have a trial, because you have a 45-day money-back guarantee. So yeah, you do get that trial. You get a 45-day money-back guarantee. Daniel, how about swing trading stocks? Apple, for example. Daniel, it's a great question, and it's something that, I mean, yeah. I could show you an Apple chart. It's going to look the same as any other chart, and you're going to see the same everything. The thing is, you just have to know a little bit more about stocks, and you got to realize that in the pre-market, there's a lot of gapping that occurs. There's a lot of movement, so you have to make sure you're there at the open to place your orders, because a lot of times it'll gap through where that entry might be. Okay, so yes, but also there's just things that are unique to trading stocks that you have to be aware of. Ravi, one more question. What if we are already SST family? Ravi, great. I'm happy you're family. We're offering the family price to everybody in this limited release up for the next 48 hours. So you're already getting the family discount. Can I show today's Euro? Joe, I don't know what time frame you want to look at. Why don't you let me know? Because, again, I'm not a fan of day trading Forex, and especially just don't bother even looking at it with Trend Jumper, so I'm not even sure what to look at. But if you have, I don't have a plan for day trading. I only have a plan for swing trading. It doesn't mean day trading plans don't exist. They probably do. But I'm just, I'm limited to what I could look at. There's only so many things I can look at. And so I choose to look at the best. This is the current Euro-US. And there's an add-on trade. The blue trade got to full target right here. The trailer is somewhere down in here, locking in a little bit. And you could add to your position right there. Going to this third target right there. 15-minute. Yeah, we could look at a 15-minute. I think 15-minute charts could be good, but again, I mean, it's going to cause you to need to be at your chart a lot. I mean, do you really want to trade that much? Oops. Hold on, let me just get this set up real quick. Drawing. Move drawing objects. Select all. Pull up a 15-minute chart. And also Euro-US has just had really lousy range. So this is dating back to the European session, 3:15 in the morning. There was a setup. It triggered in. No problem hitting the full target. Mind you, I've never looked at this ever until now. Here's another setup here. This was at 7:30 this morning. This one got part way. Actually got the whole way. Look, I mean, it just barely touched. Again, these targets are very accurate. And then you had this one. Whoops. Oh, I'm in drawing mode. All right. I had this one here. Three winners in a row on the 15-minute charts. This is probably news. Was there news this morning? And that's all there was. So, not bad, huh? Yeah, looks great. Again, though, here you are from 3:30 in the morning until 9. I mean, this is 6 hours worth of trading. I mean, really? Wouldn't you rather spend 6 minutes with this chart? I don't know. That's just me, I guess. To take advantage of your offer, I'll need to transfer my IRA funds to TradeStation. How long can I wait to take advantage? Well, Henry, I mean, you could get that going right away. As soon as you sign up for Trend Jumper, we will send you the contact information on how to get your account set up and stuff. I mean, that could all happen very quickly. In the meantime, you can be place your order, get everything shipped, and by the time your account's set up, you'll probably have had time to go through the training, hang out in the trade room. I mean, you're good. I mean, that's what everyone has to go through. It's kind of a pain, but you do it once and then it's done. Charles, will it not take time to set up a new TradeStation account so you can delay delivery? Again, it doesn't take very long. And, I mean, we work with people. I know we got people in other countries too, and it might take a couple weeks even for the package to get to some countries. I know there's someone in South Africa was complaining it took them a couple weeks to get it, but we can make the indicators and the training downloadable so you can download it sooner. And 45 days, believe me, you'll have plenty of time. Justin, would you recommend me pulling money out of a savings account to trade with? Justin, I don't recommend you trading with any money you can't afford to lose. I mean, yeah, Trend Jumper wins a lot, and you could become a winning trader, but trading is always risky. And if you're trading with scared money, then don't do it, because scared money is dead money. this is a business, and a business requires an element of risk. I mean, if you open any business, there's a chance of going out of business. So a lot depends on how effective you are and how serious you take the training and go through the steps and learn the strategy. All that, you have to be a trader. So I can't advise you as to whether what money you should use or not use. You have to make the best decision for you and your family. You can never succeed without taking a chance. Well, yeah, exactly. But everything we do is a calculated risk. You'll see that the risk reward is in your favor, but you have to follow the plan. You have to learn how to trade. You have to go through the practice. You have to master the strategy and treat it like a business so that you minimize your risk. I want you to succeed. Crazy says it takes at least 2 weeks to set up an IRA account. Depends upon the IRA. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. If you're setting up an IRA or if you're moving it out of an IRA, I mean, there's probably different things you can do. You'll have to just kind of go with it, and it'll all work out. Does the 45-day start from date or the day account is set up with TradeStation? Roger, we'll work with you. If you need a few extra days to get that set up, I want you to succeed, and I want you to have enough time with the strategy, okay? You're not going to send it back anyway. Once you go through the trouble and get it all set up and you start trading this, you'll be sending me one of those great testimonials that you saw. I mean, that's what I'm going to get from you. I'm not going to get the system back. I mean, if you send it back, I guess every now and then someone will, but this is just too good of a strategy. Trades. Yeah, and Crazy making a good suggestion to buy now and trade in a sim account. You could also paper trade. You could also be in the trade room. You could be learning. You could be doing a lot while your account's getting set up. Yeah, and if you're a ninja trader, that's fine, RS. I mean, you're not going to take advantage of the scholarship that TradeStation's offering, but you'll get the wholesale commissions if you open up an account with, I think it's with AMP. They're a great broker. Or you can get a TradeStation account and have two accounts like a lot of us. It's always smart to have two accounts. I mean, I trade with Thinkorswim and with TradeStation all the time. I'm always trading with both accounts. Trend Jumper doesn't work with MT4. Maybe we'll make a version that does, but at this point, you're better off anyway using this as an excuse to move into a professional platform. How is this different from 7 Summits? Stephen, I think I answered that. Hopefully I did. It's way different. I mean, it's just everything about it's different. The only thing that's not different are dots on the chart and the fact that it's dynamic. And also, depending on what side of the dotted line, whether you go long or short. That's about the end of what it has in common with SST. Trades. Well, Sean, yeah, Sean making a point, $2,750 for a mini Dow as far as margin, but you know what? You need more. 5,500, 2 contracts. No, 5,500, 1 contract. Just because they give you margin doesn't mean you should take that trade. You need to mind your own risk exposure. We teach never more than 2% risk on any given trade. So start with 1 position and build your account up, double your money, and then go to 2 positions. Okay? Be more patient. It's a better business decision. TradeStation for Canadian clients. Claude, it depends on where you are. I think that there's some treaty issues with Canada and TradeStation. I don't really know what the details are, but you may end up having to go with Ninja, which is a fine choice. Works just as good. Eric asking, how does power of quitting work during a losing streak of 3 or more losers in a row? When do you admit to a losing day? That's an excellent question. And my answer, first of all, it's one of those things where everybody's different. A lot depends on your risk, how much money you're risking. I mean, if you've got 20 grand and you're trading a single position in the YM, trade it till noon. I mean, you're never going to be in that bad of a situation. If you've only got $5,000, maybe you have to limit yourself to 3 trades a day until you build up your account. The real answer comes from back testing. You have to back test. Build a log of trades where you see wins and losses and you learn. I mean, how often do you get numerous losses? I mean, with crude oil, There's only been one losing session in 2 months. But there have been a few sessions where you had to trade into the afternoon, 1 or 2 trades. I mean, it was just a tough session, but Trend Jumper gives you so many great trades and so many great opportunities. A majority of the time, it's going to catch up and get positive. Every now and then it won't. So you have to balance that with your own sentiments and how long you have, you know, the kind of commitment you can make on a day-to-day basis, how much capital you have. It's a real personal question. But that's how Power of Quitting works. You want to have a hard cutoff time, and whether it's 1 hour, 90 minutes, 11 a.m., 5 trades, as long as you're consistent on a day-to-day basis, you should be okay. If the stop is in place, how do you determine how much the risk is so it never is more than 2%? Well, Justin, what I like to look at is my average loss. So if the average loss is 15 cents on crude oil, that's 150 bucks. So if one trade is less and one trade is more, I don't worry about it. I usually look at what my account balance was yesterday. Okay, the close of the day. That's my account balance. My average loss is 150 bucks. So how many positions can I afford to stay within 2%? That's a really easy way to do it. What is the logic of how the system generates signals? Eric, that's all taught in training. I'm not going to teach you how the strategy works. But it, like I said, it's trying to jump off a trampoline or jump out of an airplane. It's called Trend Jumper for a reason. George asking, what about backtesting? Keep backtesting this method and updating us. George, you know, I do the best I can. I mean, there's a lot of markets. It's a lot of effort tracking trades. So, you know, I'm in the trade room, I'm always talking about my results and what I'm doing and how things are looking and, you know, what I'm recommending. So it's just an ongoing work in progress, just like trading, right? Sam, the payment plan is a super low price. That's the payment plan. Unfortunately, it's just, we can't go any lower. Next time when it's more expensive, we'll probably offer a payment plan. Sean, got it, thanks. When trading with one contract, would you go for the target or trail the trade? I would go for the fixed target, Sean, with one contract. The fixed target's very steady. And you just manage that trade, whether it's the middle target or the third target or a hybrid of both, depending on the trade plan. There are some where you'll do one or the other depending on the trade. You would go with a fixed target. And then you could practice trailing with a horizontal line as if you were trading for real. And once you grow your account, then just try trailing for a while. And you can even backtest the trailer and then compare the results. That's what I would do. George, let me put the number and the link up again. Oh, no phone number. Corey, do you want to put in a phone number? You can give them my number if you want, or an office number. It's not in there. So if someone, we'll get you that phone number, George, no problem. Oh, there it is in the chat box, guys. Look over in the chat box, not the question box, and you'll see the phone number. And George, let me know if you see that. And let me just make sure I got all your questions. RG, the entries are only at the bar it appears on, or do you continue to hold the order for the next few bars? Yeah, great question. You will continue to hold the order, the entry, unless something happens that cancels the trade. And it's very easy. It's extremely visual. I teach that in training. Can you show a quick demo on Ninja? RS, I'm sorry. I don't have Ninja. It looks the same. Basically, you get your, you know, the trades show up as dots on the chart. You click on the bar, it shows up in the data window. I mean, it works. It works how Ninja works. It's you don't lose anything. Joan, I've only traded Forex and MT4. Do you teach futures trading and how to use TradeStation? Joan, good question. We'll help you with TradeStation. It's rather simple. And you'll find it's 10 times easier than MT4. oh my God, when you use TradeStation, you'll wonder how you even put up with MT4. Just for the ability to have such a simple chart to use is going to make you wonder what took you so long to get there. But also, TradeStation has an amazing support team. You can call them on the phone, and they will help you set everything up if you need help with anything. They're really good, and they've got a lot of training. So you've got all kinds of support. And you need to get TradeStation and get them to pay for Trend Jumper. You really do, if you're serious about your trading. Yeah, Crazy Otto, who I've known for years with NetPicks, he's been a long-term member on a lot of different strategies, offering good advice, saying he suggests that you buy now and trade Sim while you get the TradeStation account set up, and I totally agree. And even when you get it set up, stay with Sim until you've got it mastered, because you get it 6 months for free. Joan, usually it's $100 a month after the 6 months, but when you make a certain amount of trades every month, and it's not even that many, I think it's 10 round turns with futures, you could do that in like a day or 3, you know, depending on how many markets you're trading and how many contracts. You don't pay anything. How many computers will it install on, like if I traveling? Yeah, David, we'll let you set it up on more than one computer. No problem, no extra charge. So you just got to let us know and we'll help you do it. And Crazy Auto confirming is 10 round turns, 10 round turns, and that's contract round turns, right? So you can do one 10 contract trade in essence, I believe. Or if you do 2 contracts, it would be 5 trades. I mean, you could literally do that in no time. So you end up never paying. But the fact is, you don't have to do it for 6 months, and you could learn the strategy. That's the beauty of the promotion. You do have to pay exchange fees. Of course, everybody does. And it's a few bucks, you know, it's a couple bucks. We made $440 on 3 trades this morning, and if you factor in commission and trade costs, you know, maybe it was $20 or less, and then if you got them rebating 20% of your commission to pay off Trend Jumper, I mean, gosh, when I was trading back in the 90s, I was thrilled to have a $50 commission in and out with my discount broker. Yeah, it's cheaper than a cup of coffee. Hey, you're full of good ones this morning, Crazy Otto. Thank you for that. He's right. You spend more on Starbucks. Can you show the results again? Jim Lehner. Yeah, let's do that. These results are based on, you know, a lot of manual back testing and live trades. So those are the swing trades. Those are all the markets that I went through and put in every single trade in 2012 up until like 2 weeks ago when I left on vacation. So some of these have gone up a little. Some of them may have gone down a little. Is the live trading room part of the Owners Club? JW, it is 2 days a week. Thank you, but I must go. Merci beaucoup, Claude. Okay, you're welcome. Thank you, too. And then, okay, so that's some Forex. The Russell E-mini, this is what we've got. This second one here, I really like this one. It's starting at 10:30 in the morning. I just picked a random time, you guys, and said, okay, can I get, this is Power of Quitting 2 winners in positive. Power of Quitting 1 might even be better per trade. I don't know. I haven't looked at that. So this one's starting at 9:32. This one's starting at 10:30. Both are good. And then crude oil. I mean, I don't even want to tell you the heating oil results or the unleaded because well, you're going to go, oh, man, that's too good to be true. If it's that good, it probably isn't true. So I'm just not going to tell you. You could be pleasantly surprised. You start looking at those markets, you're going to go, oh, my goodness, TJ wasn't lying. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's too good. You can just find out on your own. All right, one last time here. I'm not sure if I've taken care of all the business I need to take care of yet, so if I'm missing anything, Corey, please let me know. Let me see if there's any more questions. Can you day trade the Dow Jones intraday Monday to Friday on a 15-minute chart? Lloyd, I have never looked at the 15-minute chart on the YM. So I would tell you that there's a good chance you can, but you'd want to go through the charts and make sure. It's like what I teach in training. You got to kind of do a little bit of due diligence. But my question to you is, why would you want to? Do you want to stay in front of the charts for hours? Because every bar takes 15 minutes. So you're talking hours. That's a big commitment. Wouldn't you rather trade something quicker and easier? You get it done quicker, and as your account grows, just move your finger over from a 2 to a 3, from a 3 to a 4, and just leverage up your position size as your account grows. You're working smarter, not harder. Work less, enjoy life more. That's a part of trading. I mean, think about it. I'm not clear on how much or how often is the training. Jeff, you get 2 days a week in the live trade room. You get the Owners Club, which is a website with training, recaps. You get invited to a variety of webinars and Q&As, all of that, okay? And you get it for 2 months. It's $177 a month. We're giving you an extra month. You get 2 months for free. By then, you're going to be a master of the Trend Jumper. So you could quit, or you could stay with the Owners Club, which still gives you the 2 days a week training, and that's $177 a month. But you're going to get the 2 months free first, and then you can decide what you want to do at that point. Okay? And then I think there's an offer where you can add a couple days and get 4 days a week. I'm not sure how that's working yet, but I believe when you go through the checkout, you'll have an offer for that as well if you'd like to do that. How do you know if you are in chop or a trend? George, first of all, there are ways to tell because of the way the indicators, the indicators actually teach you a lot about the market itself. And you will learn that more and more with training. Okay, so there's a way to tell. But we're not afraid of trading through chop because in the end, the trades break out and explode into big moves. Also, some of the trades inside of the chop actually win. Some of them break even, and some of them lose, and some of them are canceled. And then we mitigate it also with a few key level adjustments. Again, we teach you in training, and with start and stop times. A lot of times the chop is happening during times we're not trading. So when you combine all that together, you don't need to avoid chop because it's already getting mitigated to the point where it's just not hurting you enough where you need to worry about it because you're also picking off some huge wins that come out of it. Okay? So everyone's afraid of chop, and for good reason. But the secret is how do you mitigate it enough so that it doesn't hurt you? There's no way to avoid it 100% because if you do that, you avoid winners too. And the next thing you know, you don't even have a trade plan. You don't even have a strategy. It just doesn't work. But you can avoid most of it, and that's all you need. Okay, so that's really what we've got our sights on. Like I said, one losing session in 2 months using the exact same crude oil trade plan. Was that a choppy session? Yeah. It couldn't get positive. There were some winning trades in there, but it just couldn't get a positive result on one session. There are other sessions where we traded through the chop, but then hit the big winners and quit positive. Right now, the YM is in chop, correct? Let's look. Yeah, I mean, yeah. This is pretty choppy. But look at what time it is. It's lunchtime. But I mean, here's the thing. Let's go back to the beginning here. This is pretty choppy too. But if you were to avoid chop, I mean, how do you know? How do you know when you're not? How do you know? It's easy to see it after the fact. But when you're here, I mean, this looks like a leg up, looks like a little reaction move, and then a breakout to the upside. I mean, I'm going to be in that trade. And then it comes down and barely stops out. That's just bad luck. and then it's kind of up and down a little bit. Yeah, you get a couple losses, and then you get the nice winner and the trailer. This one barely misses, and then these win. You just can't worry about it. If you end up trading all the way to the end to here, if that's what it took, and it took you a few extra trades today because it was a harder session, but yesterday you hit one trade, full target, nice runner, done. Tomorrow, full trade, one trade, done. So you have 3 sessions. 2 of them you only had one trade, and that was it. Hit your goals. One of the sessions you had to take 5 or 6 trades. I mean, that's trading. How many hours per day is your trade room open? Joan, the Owners Club is going to be 2 days a week, and I believe we're offering 2 additional days as well that's above and beyond the Owners Club. And again, we're kind of feeling my way through how that's going to work because it's going to be shared between me and the other coaches. Let's see, Sean, the last question. Oh, well, you could ask as many questions as you need. Starting out with $5,000, can you still get TradeStation to pay for the fee of Trend Jumper? Yeah, I do believe that it takes $5,000 to open up a futures account. And so the answer would be yes. They will give you the bonuses. Do you need to adjust the settings for every market like SST? Joe, no. That's one of the things that I love about Trend Jumper, and that's why I gave you the analogy that I gave you earlier. It's very low maintenance. I haven't changed anything on any of these markets. Nothing. You make a few small changes for Forex, but you make one change. You change it and then you use it on all the charts. I mean, this nice chart on the Swiss yen is the exact same setup or same everything as what I showed you on the Euro US. Nothing's different. All right, let's see what else I can answer here. I'm getting ready to wrap this up. You guys, if I didn't answer your question, just quickly type it in again for me. And I'll give you another couple minutes here to make sure I want to make sure I get all your questions answered. Here's the link again. You guys, you need to get this. It's off the market in 48 hours. It'll never be this low of a price. You can get TradeStation to pay for it for you, and you can be in the live trade room right away and learning this. And before you know it, you'll master it. It's that simple. But this is a great strategy, and it's not going to be on the market forever. It's definitely not on. It's only on for another 48 hours, and I don't even know when it's going to be offered again, and it won't be at this low price. So hopefully you guys jump on board. Steve, 48 hours. Bill, late for the seminar. Will we rebroadcast? Bill, it's been recorded, so yeah, we'll put it up on the blog. You guys know at the blog, if you look at the chat box, you can register. There's a link there, and if you need the blog, Corey, maybe you can give him the blog link. How is TradeStation paying it for you? You don't understand. Lloyd, we've got a scholarship program with TradeStation. Not only do you get the platform 6 months for free or a $500 commission rebate, and I say take the 6 months, but you also get a 20% discount on commissions up until you've recouped all your money that you spent on Trend Jumper. So they're paying you back in 20% commissions. You're going to pay commissions anyway, so why not pay less and get that 20% discount up until you were paid back? That's money in your account. I mean, that's cash in your account. Rajesh just signed up. How can I get details right away to open TradeStation? First of all, Rajesh, let me congratulate you. It was a great decision on your part, and you'll receive an email with the information you need. Yeah, cheers to you. TradeStation charges more than other brokers. I mean, really, Rick? $1 in, $1 out, and then you get 20% off? I don't know. Maybe there's another broker that's a few pennies less. I don't know. But you also get the great charting. You get the platform that the strategy was designed on. You can always go with Ninja. I mean, they're giving you wholesale rates too. Maybe they're a little better. My broker offers TradeStation 11. Is there any difference in TradeStation you are talking about? I don't know what TradeStation 11 is, Richard. TradeStation fills are good. I don't have any problem with them. I use limit orders. $1 more one way. I mean, for me, it's $1 in, $1 out. Maybe you're getting it 50 cents in, 50 cents out. I don't know. I mean, you're splitting hairs and counting sunflower seed shells. It was a $440 session on 3 trades. Do I care if I paid $1.50 more? I don't know. I guess if you're trading 50 contracts on the S&P and you're making a bunch of trades every day, it would add up. But, you know, you can have more than one account too. What else, guys? Not sure what else. All right, Crazy. Thank you, buddy. What TS data feeds do we need to get CL, NG, YM, and HO data feeds? Costs. Donald, for the natural gas, crude oil, and heating oil, you need the NYMEX. And I forget what it costs, 60 or 70 bucks a month. I forget. But that'll get you all 3 of those. And then the YM is the CBOT. And that also gets you the grains. And again, I just don't recall what it costs. I mean, I signed up for it so long ago, I just don't remember. But it's, you know, somewhere in that ballpark. Can I put the YM chart up again? Yeah, sure. Donald says, thanks, TJ. Thank you. The best to trade or the opening of the markets. Brad, yeah, the best time to trade is at the open, I think. But it's not the only good time. But, I mean, I like to get my trading done. And right when the markets open, there usually is good movement. I mean, that's when I really like trading the energies, for example, heating oil, unleaded, crude. But, you know, it's not, there's good times throughout the day. Your results you just showed, are they hypothetical or actual real money? Larry, it's a combination, but what I did, because I didn't take all those trades, I took some here and there. I mean, I don't trade all those markets, but I have to show like a lot of markets and a lot of results to show how resilient the strategy is. But I just went through and clicked through the chart as if I were trading it. So whenever I backtest, I put my chart back at a certain time, and then I click 1 bar at a time. I don't see what's coming next. I see, oh, there's an entry, and I enter it in the spreadsheet. Then I click another bar, and then I go, you know, okay, what do? I hit my money management level. Do I move my stop? Yes. Oh, it stopped out. Okay, I enter that into the spreadsheet. And I just treat each back test the same way so that I'm getting results without knowing in advance what would have happened. I mean, I really try to keep it true. Now, you know, obviously there's going to be some slippage. There's going to be commission costs. So I'm keeping track of gross points, a gross win-loss. And then my UTA spreadsheet, I have a place where I could put in and factor in an estimated trade cost where it keeps a running balance of the account. So that's pretty much how I do it. Chip says, how can somebody screw this up? It seems so simple. And you know what, Chip? You're asking some great questions. That's a really good question. How could you screw it up? Well, how could anyone screw up trading? I mean, doesn't trading always look easy? But then when you're right there on the edge of your chart dealing with your own emotions and the real market moving, all of a sudden it's not so easy. Trading is easy, but it's not simple to do because you have to manage your money. You have to make smart decisions. You can't second guess. You have to have belief and confidence. You have to learn how to handle your own trade psychology. You could screw it up by not following the rules, by second guessing and always trying to improve upon something that isn't broken. You know, just the typical reasons traders fail. That's how you screw it up. The whole idea is to become a trader that's successful and to break that cycle. And there's a way to do it, and that's part of the training too. So, you know, you're not going to screw it up if you just follow the strategy unless you're over trading, unless you're underfunded, unless you're making mistakes, unless you don't have confidence or belief because you didn't do your foundational work to take ownership. Those are how you, but that's how you screw up anything. Make sense? I like your question, though. It's a good question. You should be asking how you could screw it up, because then you're going to learn how not to screw it up. That's probably the most important question I've heard all day. So thanks for asking that. Gene, how will Trend Jumper work to identify trends for my binary options trading? Gene, I'm not familiar with binary trading, but what you use Trend Jumper for is direction. It'll give you entries, targets, trade direction. So when you're trading options, you take the underlying stock symbol, and if you have an entry at a certain price, that's where you're going to enter your options trade. You know, slightly in the money, strike price, right near your entry. And when that underlying stock hits its target, then you're going to exit your options trade. That type of thing. But I'm just going with straight calls and puts. It's the most profitable. It's the most simple. You don't have to overcomplicate. You get great leverage. So again, binary options I'm not familiar with because I'm not the big options guy. I trade very simple options. Just works really well. Although there is a coach here, Mike Rixey, who knows a lot more about options than I do, and he'll certainly help you out. Yeah, Chip, let me know if there's any more questions. I'm getting ready to wrap this up, guys, so make sure you get your last-minute questions in. I'll give you another minute or two. Kind of kept you in this webinar now for, wow, well over an hour and a half. So thank you for staying with me this long. I hope that we have a lot of new Trend Jumper members, and I'll see you in the next live session. Where can I get a recording of today? Kim, on the blog, www.ptutrendjumper.com. It'll get posted up there. Larry, the offer, this is going to be going for 48 hours, basically. Yeah, YM hit full target. And just so you know, this white trade here would have canceled, and the blue trade didn't cancel. So let me just show you what happened with the YM over the last 4 trades. Winner, winner, this is an add-on trade. This would have been. This one cancels. That one didn't trigger in. This one did. Full winner. This one would have went to the 3rd target, but this one would have went to the 2nd target. Yeah, you had a couple losses. You had a loss here, you had a loss here, but you had a real nice string all the way down. So I mean, yeah, it's been pretty choppy ever since Thanksgiving. I mean, Monday was choppy. And it's been choppy pretty much throughout the week. I mean, you got a lot of up and down, green and red with wicks on almost all the bars. It's just choppy. But, you know, Trend Jumper navigated through this pretty darn well. When will the Trend Jumper Members Club 2 days a week online sessions start? Will they be the same as the PTU Trend Jumper Members Club? Yeah, Donald, again, it's all getting worked out. I don't have all the logistics down yet. I just got back from vacation literally last night. But as soon as it is all sorted out, you'll know. Anything else, guys? Okay, so there's a link. I mean, don't let this get away from you. This is an amazing strategy, and it's risk-free. You get it for no risk, 45 days with no risk, and you get TradeStation to buy it for you. And trust me, when you start trading this, you're going to be so happy. You're never going to want to give it up. Jeff, do you avoid choppy markets? You know, I don't know what a choppy market is, Jeff. all markets trend and chop. So we want trade plans that just make money on a steady basis. Tomorrow's Friday. Theo, no, there's not going to be a live training tomorrow. Another thing, though, that I forgot to mention is that we do have the live hangout on Fridays. And that's kind of like a training because we get together and we just kind of hang out. We look at charts, we talk about trades, and that's happening tomorrow. That's at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And how do I tell them how to get to the hangout? Jeff, yeah, the live sessions are being recorded. And there's a link to the hangout. Oh, there it is on the chat box. So you guys want to click on those links and bookmark it. So tomorrow we'll be looking at some live trades. And we'll look at some trend jumper trades tomorrow during the hangout. And you'll see I just keep looking at the same charts, same markets. They just keep doing great. Donald says he's looking forward to the Trend Jumper. He likes to do the SST Pro morning room. Yeah, great. Thanks for all the years of SST. TJ, thank you. Well, you're welcome. Will you keep coming back to it, or we'll keep doing it? Will it continue? Yeah, we're going to continue it, and I'll do it, and Will do it, and we'll all be involved with it. $2 Eastern tomorrow, Chip. Yeah. Every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern, we do the live hangout. So it's a great chance to check it out tomorrow if you haven't seen it at this point. Yeah, great. Yeah, Donald's been in the SST Pro live room now for many months, and I appreciate his positive comment there. Years. Yeah. That's right. It all blends, Donald. All right, guys. Well, I just want to thank you again. And don't let these 48 hours pass you by without getting Trend Jumper. You're going to regret it. If you get it, you're going to love it. And you always can send it back. So take advantage of your risk-free chance to get this. This is an amazing strategy. All right, guys. Everyone have a great day, and I hope to see you all soon in the Owners Club.